Are you looking to start using your radio even though you don't have your license or call sign yet? Without a license, you won't be able to transmit, but you can actually start listening to digital repeaters at any time. If you're totally new to amateur radio or you're currently working on getting your license, this video is for you. Let's get started. So let's go ahead and set up our radio. So first, we have two radios here just so we can actually test this out. We're going to be using the local repeater to do our monitoring. So the easiest way to do that is to use the internet and go to a website called repeaterbook.com. Now, if you don't have access to the internet, you can also use word of mouth, find out from other people in your ham radio community who are already on the repeater, find out the information, or your local ham club usually will have that information as well. But Repeater Book makes it really easy, so just select your country or location, and then we're going to select our state. We're here in Missouri. And this is a big database of almost all of the repeaters out there, so I'm going to filter it by DMR. And obviously you may want to take some time doing this to find the one that's close to you, but I'm just finding my local one, so I'm going to do a Control F and search for it because I know what I'm looking for. And perfect, here we go, Trimble. So this is just north of us a little ways. In fact, it's just out of range in this studio. It's kind of hard to get reception in here, so we have a couple mag mount antennas filling the place of our antenna for today. So go ahead and click on that frequency on the left-hand side. And from here, you'll see all the information. So I've got myself a few sticky notes, so I've got the frequencies written down. So you'll have uplink and downlink. Now the best way I like to think about these frequencies, downlink is coming down from the repeater to the radio, and uplink is coming from the radio, which is typically lower than the repeater. Repeaters are on a tower or up on a hill. Radios are typically on the ground. So uplink is going up to the repeater, and downlink is coming from the repeater down to the radio. So we'll write those both down, both of those frequencies. Then color code, we want to take that information as well, color code 4. And then you also want to find out what time slot they want you to be on. Now, we're not going to be doing any transmitting, so the time slot isn't going to play a big role today. In fact, I will show you how you can actually scan both. So now we're going to plug in our radio real quick and open up the CPS. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit confirm. Now I have reinitialized this radio, so we're going to be starting completely fresh just like you would. So on the computer, now that we have our CPS, go ahead and open it up. And from here, we want to read from the radio. So to do that, you want to click on this COM port button up in the top menu bar and select the COM port for your radio. Now, if you have multiple devices plugged in, just plug this in and it will be the last one to pop up there. And go ahead and select that. And then click the Read from Radio button, just from the left of the button you clicked previously up there. And read the other data from the radio. And this way, the radio and the CPS will be in sync. Sometimes they can get out of sync and then things don't work and you get band errors, so you always want to read from the radio first before you start making changes. So there we go, it's complete. Now at this point, we want to make a channel, so go ahead and double click on the next available channel there. And this is where we put in our frequency information. So we have our receive frequency, which is going to be the downlink frequency, so 444, 4625, and the transmit, which is the uplink, 449, 4625, perfect. There we go. Digital, transmit power is high. Let's make sure we have everything else here. Now you will want to make sure DMR mode is in repeater instead of simplex. We don't want that in simplex. And I'm going to put this up to turbo. Now, we're not actually going to be transmitting on this because we're just receiving, so it really doesn't make a difference. But if we want to down the road, it's a good idea. And we also want to hit this PTT prohibit. Now, what that's going to do is make it so we can't actually press the transmit button. It won't let us. That way, if we're on there without a call sign, we can't accidentally key up and get into the database, of talking on these talk groups. A lot safer that way. And then for color code, we know that is color code 4, so select that for this repeater. And then time slot, we remember that was time slot 1. Then we'll go ahead and give it a name real quick. Perfect. And then once you have a contact list, or you could even create some individual contacts, you will eventually want to select them. But for this, since we're literally just monitoring, it doesn't make a difference. So at this point, you can say OK. And now from here, we want to go over to our zone. Double click on that. And I'm going to get rid of everything that's in it so far because I don't need any of that stuff. And then we'll add our one channel over there. Perfect. And you can make multiple of these, to listen to different repeaters. So we're set there. Now go to optional settings and go to work mode up in the top left. And then from here, you want to change the display mode from frequency to channel. And what this will do is allow you to actually see the names instead of just the frequency. Now, you'll understand why this is so important down the road, but it's a good idea just to start off that way. So click OK, and then I will show you this real quick in the digital section, the radio ID list. Once you receive your call sign and radio ID, this is where they will go in here. You generally put your radio ID in this section and then your name and call sign in this one. But perfect, we should be in good shape now. So go ahead and click that COM port button one more time. We see it there. And then click the button to the right of it that says Write to Radio. Click OK. And then we're going to write the other data. Now we don't need to write the digital contact list at this time because we haven't imported one. But you can actually do that. If you want the radio to display the names and call signs of the people you talk to, you can import that list and it will work even with Digital Monitor, which is a really neat feature. But we're not going to do that today. So at this point, we should be in really good shape. So I have my second radio here. This one is set up to talk to the parrot. Now, one of the interesting things of Digital Monitor is you can talk, or you can listen to almost anything on the repeater. So if someone's talking to a private talk group like the parrot, for example, you can still actually hear it. So now that we have this turned on, I'm going to go into the menu and we will go down to settings. And first I'm going to radio set, and we will just make this display stay on a little bit longer. That'll make everything easier for us. Perfect. So in that menu, we'll just back out so you can see it from the start. You go to menu, and then you want to go either up or down until you find DigiMoni. That is for Digital Monitor. So click on that, and then DigiMoni switch, and you want to set that to double slot. Now, you don't have to. You could just set single slot. That will be fine, but we may as well hear everything, so we're going to select double slot. Perfect. So now at this point, we can press the PTT button, and you'll see TX prohibit. So that's stopping us from transmitting, which is great. So let's go ahead and try it out. So I've got the volume turned all the way down on this radio, so we're not going to be able to hear the parrot come back on it. We're just going to be listening through the radio that is monitoring. This is W3AMG trying out my 878 with Digital Monitor. This is W3AMG trying out my 878 with Digital Monitor. Perfect, it works. How cool is that? So with this radio, now we can monitor the repeater and hear everything that everyone's saying on there while we get our license or wait for our call sign. So you can do the same. Now you should have a clear understanding of how to get on the air before you officially get your license or call sign. Be sure to check out our video on DMR etiquette tips so when you actually start transmitting, you'll know exactly what to do. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Cody, W3AMG with BridgeCom Systems, 7-3.